What I really love about dog grooming is just seeing that transformation is just so exciting for me. Hi, I'm Mark Imhof, and I'm a volunteer groomer here at the New York City Animal Care Centers. My wife and I adopted a pit bull. She was filthy, and I gave her a bath, and I said, you know, wouldn't it be great if somebody could go to the shelter and clean up the shelter dogs, and that started my idea.
About 2 years ago, he started coming in and grooming a few dogs. The next thing you know, he's groomed 500 dogs, and he's basically a fixture at the care centers.
Today, the list, okay, Tony has matted fur around her paws, needs a groom, and Missy is a pit bull that needs a bath. I'll walk around and see if there's anybody else that I can give a bath to also.
Mark works with our medical department, and they go over the animals that have come in.
It's just sort of some matting, I think, along his sort of front limbs. Let's go take a look at him, actually, I believe.
So he'll pick the animals that need to be shaved that day and groomed, and then he just goes straight to the kennels, brings them up to the grooming station, and goes to work.
The armpits, belly, and this area right here, this is all like gunk and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to shave down her legs. Now it's time for her bath. A lot of the dogs that come into the shelter are in really bad shape because they've been neglected by their owners. That matted fur in his bag is probably about an inch thick. That all is very painful for Lincoln.
Sometimes when a dog comes in, they will have come in from the street because they're a stray, and they're uncomfortable. They're scared, they're usually hungry, they're not used to being around people. One
of the challenging aspects of the rescue dog grooming is I don't have a history. I don't have an owner coming up to tell me this is what this dog is like. Sometimes the staff and the volunteers will tell me their experiences with the dog, but I still have to sort of develop an experience with the dog. I try and speak in a soothing voice to gain the dog's trust.
Hi, sweetie.
Because I'm going to be getting pretty intimate with the dog in order to give them a haircut so that I can calm the dog down, so that I can do my job as a groomer. When I finish a dog and I see its demeanor change, it gives me this look of just love of, hey buddy, thank you so much for giving me that haircut and bath. The real most enjoyable part is when I get a note from the ACC that that dog was adopted maybe an hour after I groomed it. I think one of the worst cases of grooming and neglect that I've seen, well, it brought tears to my eyes, honestly. The reason I say it was neglect is because the matted fur had cut off the circulation to his lower limb. His whole lower limb was gangrened and it just came off. The leg that was left, there were maggots crawling out of where the things were and everything like that. So that was just scary. Scary and sad to let anybody could let their dog get like that. After the groom and bath, found a new home, I think a week after I finished the groom. Luckily, I was able to help that dog before the gangrene spread further, because it could have spread all the way up his arm.
Well, we're open 24/7, so dogs arrive every hour on the hour. On average, we get between 10 and 12,000 dogs a year. So we have about 300 to 400 dogs in our care at any given time. On any given day, we'll probably get at least 15 new dogs.
My primary message that I want to get around to everybody is to adopt, not shop. Because the shelters are already full of dogs, there's no reason to go to a store for a dog. There's a great lovable dog at your shelter. You will find a new best friend here at the shelter. What I love about dog grooming is the fact that when a dog is not cared for, that can affect the dog's behavior. Once I get underneath that matted fur and I get it off, the dog is a totally different dog. The dog is like no longer in pain anymore, so the dog can then be a dog again. It can be happy, it can be loving. It's absolutely wonderful.